Why is Leo so solitary? These reasons will surprise you. Why is Leo often considered one of the loneliest signs of the zodiac? What lies behind the strength everyone admires? From the outside, Leo seems to have it all: presence, charisma, confidence. Leo is the kind of person who walks into a room and is instantly noticed, who shines without even trying, who carries a powerful energy that inspires others. Their light feels natural, almost effortless, as if they were born to stand at the center. But what very few people ever stop to ask is this: who holds Leo when no one is watching? Because behind that fire, there is often a quiet, unexpected loneliness. Leo is not solitary because they dislike people. On the contrary, Leo is usually sociable, generous, warm, and deeply loyal. Leo is solitary because not everyone knows how to see beyond the shine. Many are drawn to the light, but very few stay to understand what lives behind it. Over time, that reality begins to hurt. It creates an emotional distance Leo rarely shows, but deeply feels. Today, we're going to explore the real reasons why Leo, despite appearances, is one of the most solitary signs of the zodiac. And the truth may surprise you.
Because everyone expects Leo to always be strong. From a very young age, Leo is often labeled as the strong one, the leader, the motivator, the one who steps forward when others hesitate. As Leo grows, that image slowly turns into a silent demand: be strong, don't break, handle everything. Leo learns early that vulnerability makes people uncomfortable. Showing exhaustion disrupts the expectations others have placed upon them. So Leo smiles when they're tired. They reassure others when they themselves are barely holding on. They say, "I'm fine," even when their soul is begging for rest. Over time, supporting others becomes so natural that Leo forgets how to ask for support. Or worse, they believe they're not allowed to. How do you ask for help when everyone believes you're invincible? How do you show your wounds when your identity is built on resilience? When Leo does try to open up, their pain is often minimized or ignored. "You'll be fine," people say. "You always are." And in that moment, Leo realizes something painful. They are surrounded, yet emotionally alone. This creates a very specific kind of loneliness, the loneliness of being seen as strong instead of being seen as human. Leo rarely complains. They don't dramatize their suffering. They choose dignity over vulnerability, even when it costs them dearly. They stand tall, even while bleeding inside. Because although Leo has the soul of a king, they also have a heart that feels deeply. And in protecting the image of strength, Leo often loses the chance to be held, comforted, or embraced without judgment. That contradiction between who they appear to be and what they truly need is where Leo's deepest loneliness is born. Because not everyone is capable of holding Leo's heart. Leo does not love halfway. When Leo loves, they love fully, passionately, generously, loyally. Their heart is intense, warm, and radiant. And precisely because of that, they cannot give it to just anyone. Leo's love is powerful. For some, it feels overwhelming. For others, intimidating. Some take it for granted. Others simply aren't emotionally prepared to receive it. And so Leo often faces a painful truth. Their love is not always understood, appreciated, or returned. From the outside, Leo may seem demanding or hard to win over, but deep down, Leo wants one thing above all else: real connection, something deep, honest, committed. Leo doesn't want emotional games or temporary bonds. They want someone who values their presence, who admires their light, but also sees their truth. Someone who doesn't just enjoy Leo's fire, but stays when that fire becomes embers. Too often, Leo gives their heart to people who are unable to protect it, and after enough heartbreaks, Leo learns to shield themselves. A layer of emotional armor forms, not because they stopped loving, but because they finally understood that their love is a treasure,
That search for someone worthy of their heart can feel endless, and until they find it, Leo chooses solitude over emotional emptiness, because being alone feels safer than loving without reciprocity. Because betrayal leaves deep scars, Leo does not trust easily, but once they do, they give everything. Loyalty is sacred to Leo. For them, being there for someone means body, soul, and heart. So when betrayal happens, whether from a partner, a friend, or family, it doesn't just break a bond, it strikes at the core of Leo's dignity. And what hurts most is that Leo often suffers this pain in silence. They retreat. They lick their wounds away from the world. They refuse to make a spectacle of their fall. But inside, something changes forever. Each betrayal makes Leo more cautious, more selective, more guarded. Invisible walls rise, walls that only the truly deserving can cross. What was once an open heart becomes a protected space. This doesn't make Leo weak, it makes them lonely. Where they once ran with open arms, they now walk carefully. Where they once gave freely, they now observe. This solitude is not accidental. It is a refuge built after emotional wars. Leo has learned that not everyone values loyalty the way they do, and so they choose self-protection over repeated pain. Because their light makes others uncomfortable. Leo's light is natural. They don't manufacture it, they don't force it. It simply exists. Wherever Leo goes, they leave an impression. Their presence is felt, their voice carries weight, their energy fills the room. But not everyone celebrates someone else's shine. For some, Leo's brightness is inspiring. For others, it feels threatening. And that's where Leo's silent conflict with the world begins. While Leo is simply being authentic, others interpret it as arrogance or ego. They judge Leo for standing out without realizing that Leo doesn't know how to dim themselves. Over time, Leo learns a painful lesson. Not everyone can handle another person's light. Some compete instead of supporting. Some criticize instead of celebrating. Some distance themselves because they feel overshadowed. This hurts Leo more than they admit. Eventually, Leo begins to shrink themselves, not because they lose their essence, but because they want peace. They think twice before speaking, dreaming out loud, or showing enthusiasm. They reduce themselves just enough to avoid judgment. And in that process, they choose solitude over environments that make them doubt their worth. Leo shines now only in safe spaces where they are not judged, envied, or misunderstood. Until those spaces appear, they prefer their own company. Their fire becomes intimate, selective, a flame waiting for someone brave enough to dance beside it without fear. Because pride often prevents them from asking for company. Leo is expected to be strong, and eventually, they expect it of themselves. They believe they cannot fall, cannot need, cannot ask. Pride becomes both shield and prison. This pride is not empty vanity, it is a defense mechanism built from disappointment. Leo has opened their soul before and felt misunderstood. They have asked for support and received distance instead. So they decide, I won't ask anymore. They carry their sadness quietly. They hide their fears. Even their desire for a simple embrace stays locked inside, because the risk of rejection feels worse than loneliness. And so, Leo walks alone, head held high, heart heavy. But behind that pride is a deep longing to be seen, valued, and loved without conditions. Leo wants to collapse into someone's arms without feeling diminished. Until they find someone who can hold them without trying to extinguish their fire, Leo chooses solitude. Leo is not alone because they want to be. Leo is alone because their soul refuses to accept less than it deserves. They are tired of being the light everyone seeks but few protect. Tired of being strong for everyone while no one asks how they're holding up. Leo does not isolate out of arrogance. They isolate because they are tired of being misunderstood. Even the brightest sun needs rest. Even the strongest heart needs care. And in that silence Leo carries, there is love, fear, strength, and scars no one sees. Being Leo means learning to shine in the dark, even when all you want is someone to say, "I see you," even when you're not smiling. So now I ask you, Leo or not, have you ever felt this way? As if your strength became a burden instead of a gift? Share your story. Your voice matters too.